Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel AITTL. Think, Tinker, and Learn. If you're looking to unlock the practical power of AI, you are in the right place. This video is part of the Level 1 series on the Gemini API, where we are diving deep into solving real-world problems with AI, focusing on practical applications you can build yourself. We're keeping things accessible, primarily using the magic of prompt engineering and some straightforward Python functions. No advanced machine learning degrees are required here, just a desire to get hands on with cutting edge AI. After the Level 1 series, I'll be working on an advanced Level 2 series focused on more complex AI and LLM projects. This will be where we dive into more integrate prompt engineering techniques, integrate with other APIs, and build more robust application. For now, let's start with today's Level 1 video. If you enjoy what you see in this video, be sure to check out the entire playlist for more practical AI insight and hands-on tutorials. Let's get started. If you are a developer, you know this feeling. The feeling of staring into the abyss of a regular expression. It's one of the most powerful, but also one of the most frustrating and hated part of the programming. It feels you need to be a wizard to write one from scratch. What if we could use one form of magic to solve another? What if we could just tell an AI that we want what we exactly want in plain English, and it would write the regex for us. Um, Today we are building that wizard. We'll use the Google Gemini API to create an AI regex generator and that translate the human language into this cryptic code. This is a tool that will save you hours of headache. Let's get into it. Welcome to Google Colab. Before we build, let's talk about why this is such a perfect task for AI. A regular expression is just a special language for describing text and patterns. A large language model, or LLM like Gemini, is an expert at understanding and translating languages. We're just asking it to translate from English to the language of regex. So let's do our setup. We'll install Google Generative AI and Gradio. First up, we have our import statement here. Let's start looking at this cell now. We have our import statements up here. Think of this as telling Python, hey, I need to use these tools for my project. Then this line, this is the star of the show. We're importing Google's generative AI library, which is what lets us connect to and use the powerful Gemini models. We are giving it a nickname of Gen AI to make it easier to call later in the code. Next, the user data. This one is also super useful if you're working on a Google Colab, which is a popular online tool for writing Python. Instead of pasting a Google secret API directly in the code, which is a big no-no for security, this lets you store it securely in Colab and access it with the user data tool. This is where the secret is kept. So when you are trying it at your desktop or laptop, you might want to just put your secret key here, put the value here, and make sure that you provide the notebook access to your secret API key. Okay, next, Gradio import. Gradio is a fantastic library that lets you quickly build a simple user interface for your Python script. So, if you're building a tool that you or others can interact with, Gradio makes it easy to create a web-based demo. We are giving it an alias GR for short. The try part. Um, Here in this particular section, Google here, we're using that user data tool that we imported to get our API key, which we are naming as Google underscore API underscore key in this secret manager. This key is like a password that tells Google we have permission to use their AI. Next, we configure it. Um, Once we have the key, we use the configure option here from GenAI library to set it up. This is like unlocking the door to the Gemini API. Finally, we print it. If the first two lines are working without any issues, we print a success message to let us know that we are good to go. But what if something goes wrong? That's where the except part comes in. These are like our safety nets. Here, the first except is very specific. It's waiting for a particular error called secret not found error. This error happens if you haven't actually saved your API key in the Colab secret manager, or if you have given access to a different name, or if you have forgotten to provide a notebook access and so on. So those kind of issues. If this happens, it will print a helpful message telling you what to do, including where to get your API key. The second exception, this is a more general safety net. It will catch any other kind of error that might happen. If it does, it will print a message telling you that an error occurred and what that error was. So there you have it. A little block of code is doing a lot important work behind the scenes. It's important and necessary tools securely getting your API key and setting up the connection to the Gemini API, all while having a plan for what to do things if they don't go perfectly. Once we have set this up, now we are going to, in this cell, we are configuring the generative model to use generate Gemini 1.5 Flash. This is perfect for our code related task, and it's very fast and understand programming syntax very well. Okay, moving on. This right here is the magic spell. This function contains our prompt, and for the technical tasks like this, the prompt has to be precise. This is prompt engineering for the programming task. First, we give AI a persona. You are an expert in regular expression. Your task is to generate a regex pattern based on user's plain English description. You must also provide a clear explanation of how the pattern actually works. This is a huge deal. It tells the AI to access part of its brain that is total nerd for this kind of stuff. Next, the task. We clearly state what we want, a regex pattern and a clear explanation. Here, these instructions have to be very clear and very precise. And this is one of the most critical part, the output format. We give it a strict markdown template to follow. We demand a header for the pattern, the regex inside a code block, another header for the explanation, and then a bulleted list. Why? Because this guarantees that the output is always clean, structured, and easy to parse. It makes our tool reliable and not just a chatbot. By giving the AI this perfect blueprint, we turn it from a generalist into a specialist tool. This is different between asking a random person for direction and asking a professional map maker to draw you a map. Okay. Here in this particular case, I have another try and accept piece here. So in this, I'm asking model to generate for this generate content based on my prompt here. Prompt again is the utilizing my formatted strings here. Once I provide my um, system instruction, my description for my basic instruction to the tool, and then providing asking for the output format. If any of these fails, I'll get an exception. Let's run this. Okay. Okay. So our AI wizard knows its spells. Now we need to build its workshop so people can make requests. That's where our Gradio comes in. We are setting up a two-column layout. On the left, our input, a multi-line GR text box where the user can describe the pattern they need. We'll add a placeholder to give them some ideas, which is, if you can notice here, this is the placeholder that we are providing it here. A standard email address, a date in YYY MMDD format, or a hex color code like this. On the right is going to be our output. We are using GR Markdown. This is non-negotiable and it's super awesome. Since our prompt is designed to produce Markdown, this component will render it perfectly. The headers, the code block, the bullet points, it will look like a professional mini report. Finally, the .click function is our magic wand. It says when the button is clicked, run our generate regex function and take the description from the input box and display the formatted report in the Markdown output. It's clean and simple. And finally, we'll launch it with the shared equals true so that we have a public link and to our this new favorite tool right here. Okay, let me run this. Okay, our regex generator is ready now. Let's start with classic nemesis, a standard email address. Let's see. Okay, and there it is. Okay. Hmm. Not only does it give me a solid regex for the email address, but look at the explanation. It breaks down every single component. The caret, the at, the slash part, and the end of the string as well. Interesting. It also gives us, it's a good starting point, not comprehensive. Um, oh, some word of advice as well. Let's look at the explanation here. So it says here, interesting. It tells me exactly like, the alphanumeric characters along with the period, underscore, percentage sign, and these characters, the typical characters we can always add. So basically it is giving us if there are any special things that are allowed or not allowed in our regex, we can add, remove them. And then it explained every particular section, this section, following this section. And it tells specifically if you're matching two or more characters. Hmm. How about we try something slightly complex? Let's say find regex for following examples. Let's give it some examples. Um, Let me try some time windows 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. How about switch it 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then maybe let's do. How about lowercase? Let's see what it does. PM. Then how about no colon? Let's remove the colon here and remove the space too. And what else can we do? Maybe remove this into lowercase. Or about remove m altogether. Okay, this looks pretty decent enough. Let's generate this one. Okay, trying hard. Hmm, looks like we have really given it some good tasks to do. Okay, I finally got the answer here. It took a minute, though I'm not sure if that was because my request was in the queue or did the AI itself took that much time, but it finally gave me a result. And look at that. It looks fairly complex to me. It's not the absolute really tricky, but better than the easiest part. Let's look at this. Um, it matches the first two digits. Okay, it clearly lists down, okay, it is matching the first two digits, and then it is attaching a colon to separate hours and minutes, and then it does the two digits, 00 and 59. Um, yeah, that's what I was looking for. It should be 0 or more white space characters here. And this one actually takes into consideration uppercase and lowercase. Interesting. If you notice here, it has already taken into consideration there are different letters, there are different numbers that could be involved here, and that AM and PM can start from either way. It could be AM to PM or PM to AM conversion, so it has taken that into consideration. I would say it pretty good. If you think about it, it has taken into consideration not only this particular pattern. So in this particular case, it has taken, okay, what are these different combination? It has read through them. It has tried to understand, okay, this can be between PM to AM and AM to PM. It has uppercase, lowercase, and then interpreting all of this information. After that, it has actually created a regex pattern for that. That's multiple level of understanding, synthesizing information, and then actually applying it. Pretty cool, pretty neat for me, if you ask me. And that is how you build an AI that solves one of the most common headaches in programming. Something that normally takes like 10, 15 minutes, sometimes half an hour just to search and test on your own. AI did it in just 5 seconds. The big lesson today was how a specific, well structured prompt can turn a powerful language model into a precision tool for a highly technical task. The full Colab notebook is linked in the description. I seriously want you to try this. Next time you're stuck on a regex problem, plug a description into this app and see what it gives you. Let me know in the comments what you generate. If this video saved you from a future headache, please hit that like button, subscribe for more practical AI project, and ring that notification bell. Thank you for building with me, and I'll see you in the next one.